G'day, Nigel here from Sax School. I want to have a quick chat with you about sight reading and a way we can improve our sight reading. It's an important skill to have as a musician, particularly if you're playing with other people, and it's something that's often quite a daunting prospect if you're just getting started with music. In fact, even as you play all the way through your playing life, it's something that you can always improve on. A couple of quick tips today to help you work on that. I'm looking at the music here for I've Got the World in a String, the latest sax lesson in Sax School for members. And so here are the steps that I go through when I'm looking at a new piece of music to prepare myself. And this is really what it's about. It's about having a systematic approach. Okay, step number one, have a look at the music and look at the key signature. So that's at the beginning of the music. Are there any sharps or flats in the key signature that apply for the whole piece of music? In this piece of music, on the tenor saxophone, there's 4 sharps at the start, so it's important to know about that. The second thing I look at is to look ahead and see if there are any accidental notes. So these are notes that are sharps or flats that aren't in the key signature but that are coming up in the next few bars. In this piece of music there's quite a few accidentals actually, so it's important to identify those and then you're prepared for them when they come along. So we've looked at key signatures and we've looked at accidentals. The next thing is to have a look at how the rhythm goes. So it's important to always choose a beat first of all. Choose a beat that you think that's how fast you're going to play this piece of music, and then look at the rhythms and work out how the rhythms go. Sing the rhythms to yourself in your mind, subdivide them out. Once you're sure about that, then let's have a look at the notes themselves. Now, without playing any air through the instrument, have a go at running through the fingerings on the saxophone itself. So you're looking at each of the notes and putting the fingers down as if you're playing but without blowing any air. So now, once we've done all those steps, we're ready to actually start playing it. So we've looked at the key signatures, we've looked at any accidental notes that are coming up, we've had a look at the rhythms, and we've had a look at running through the fingerings on the actual instrument for the notes in the music. Now, we try putting all those elements together and actually play through the piece of music. Just start with the first phrase or the first line. Now it sounds really long-winded that, doesn't it? But if you go through all of those steps one at a time, then you're going to be properly prepared for playing the piece of music when you start. The more that you practice in that way, the faster you'll get at that process, and eventually you'll be able to do all those things almost at the same time. But going through it step by step at the start is definitely the best way to do it. Because this is the most common problem that happens when we do try to sight read something new, is we get a bit overwhelmed. There's so much information on the music. Where do we start? There's key signatures, there's rhythms, and it gets confusing. And that's the point where we make a mistake. So go through it systematically, look at all those different elements, and before you know it, you'll be sight reading like a champion. The other thing I suggest is every time when you do some practice, pull something new out and have a bash at reading through it, even if it's just a line or half a page, but get used to that process of going through it step by step, key signatures, accidentals, rhythms, fingerings, and then playing, and get used to that process and it'll get faster and faster. Hope that helps. Keep practicing hard. I'll see you next time.